Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Annelies Arnold, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get my foundation routine. And I wanted my foundation routine to be my first video just because I'm really into the skin and how to make it look fresh and glowy no matter how many products you put on your face. And so before we get started, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me, just because I know when I watch new YouTubers, I want to know everything about them within the first video. So I am 18 years old. I graduated high school in June, and I will be attending college this fall. I am black. My dad is from Trinidad, and my mom is Mexican, but she's from Baytown. My hair is real. Unless you see me with like hair down to my butt, then you'll know it's weave. My eyelashes are not real. They are eyelash extensions. I wish they were mine. So that's just a little bit about me, so let's get started with this makeup look. I've already cleansed my face and moisturized, as well as done my brows off of camera. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my primer on, which I'm using the Benefit Porefessional primer, just because it really does minimize the size of pores, and so I only use it in my T-zone. So let me go ahead and blend this in. The next thing I'm gonna do is take my LA Girl Proconcealer in the color orange, and I'm gonna correct my dark spots. So usually I just have my dark spots down here in the chin area and up here in the forehead area. I'm gonna take my beauty sponge, and this is from ABH, and it's similar to the Morphe sponge as well, and I like this one a lot better as far as blending in my dark spot corrector and my foundation. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my foundation, and today I'm going to be using the Benefit Matte and Poreless Foundation in the color 340 Cappuccino. And I'm going to place this on my makeup palette just because I don't want to put it on my hands. With this, I don't use very much of it. I use, I would say like a little smaller than a dime-sized piece of it, just because I know that it goes a long way throughout my face, and I don't need that much coverage, and it is medium to full coverage anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and dot this all over my face and then blend it in. For blemishes, when this is peeking through my dark spots, I usually go ahead and take my concealer, and I'm going to use the Tarte Tape Shape Concealer in the shade Deep, and I'm just going to place that over my dark spots. And with this, a little bit goes a long way, so I like to take off the excess on the top of the cap and place it right on top, and you really don't need that much of this. It's definitely better to use concealer for correcting after you've done your foundation, and not to just pile on foundation and only use where you need it. So I'm just going to take my sponge again. So for makeup looks like these, I usually don't like to go for a super highlighted look. So I'm gonna take my Tape Shape in the color tan sand, and I'm just gonna dot one dot on each side of my eyes just to bring a little bit of light back to my face, and also on my nose. And for concealer, I do like to use the original Beauty Blender sponge since it's softer and we're going under the eyes. And I like to let the nose one sit for a little bit, just so, in my personal opinion, it looks better when it's drier and then you blend it in for the nose contour. So while that is drying a little bit longer, I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. And for setting my under eye, I like to use the Coty Airspun powder. You can find that at any drugstore basically. I bought mine on Amazon and it's about $5 to $10. And so I'm just gonna take my beauty sponge and make sure there's no creases. My Morphe Y11 brush. And with these type of looks, I don't like to bake necessarily. I like to press the powder in under just because it goes for a more natural look. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of it and then tap off the excess. And this brush is perfect for blending out the liquid concealer as well, or the cream, as well as setting it. So I definitely recommend this brush. So now I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm going to blend out the nose contour. I'm gonna go ahead and take, just so we can carve it out just a little bit more, I'm gonna take the Coty Airspun powder with my beauty blender and do the sides of my nose. And while that's setting for a little bit, I'm going to take my bronzer, which is the MAC Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish. I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose while it's baking. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Y11 and sweep away the bake that I had under there. And next, I'm gonna take my highlighter, and I like to start off with a liquid highlighter just as a base for the powder highlight. It just depends how I'm feeling that day. So I'm gonna take my Marc Jacobs Do You Drops, and it's number 50. And this I really like, and you only need a little bit. I only put that much, and sometimes even this is too much. And I like to take my beauty blender and blend it out on my hand first, just because this is the type of highlighter that will stain, like you will see where you put the drops in. So I like to bounce it on the back of my hand just like this, just to even it out, and then go ahead and apply it on the highest points of my face. Down the nose. And this highlighter can be subtle and it can also be intense. So if I was only using this, I might use a little bit more and not blend it out so much. But since I'm going to be putting a powder highlight over, this will just be a base. So it's pretty subtle right now. Go ahead and take my blush, and I like to mix blushes just because it gives you a custom look, and some blushes have more gold flecks and things like that and shimmer to them, and then I use a matte blush as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe Y3 brush, and I'm going to take my MAC Peaches blush, and with this I like to smile and then place the contour area, so I like to sweep or push back just like this. I'm gonna take some and then tap off the excess. And just because when the sun hits you and things like that, it's not gonna be just on your cheeks, so I like to go all the way back and then blend it in with the highlight. And then for my other blush, I'm gonna use the Becca Flowerchild blush. And this one has a little bit of shimmer in it. So for my powder highlight, I'm going to take the Maybelline Master Chrome in the color Molten Gold 100. And this is a new one, and I picked it up at Walmart, and I believe it's like $8. And I really like it. I love gold highlights. So this is one of my favorite from the drugstore that I have. And so I'm going to take my Morphe Y14 brush, and I really like this for placing it right on the cheekbones. Sometimes I will use a fan brush, but it just depends. So I'm going to take some of this Molten Gold and then place it on the highest points. And I go in a C shape, and I go a little bit right here above my eyebrow. And for my lips, I usually don't do much. It just depends where I'm going. Usually I'll just wear chapstick. So today I'm gonna use the Milani Keep It Smooth Luxe Lip Treatment. And I like this because it is like chapstick, and a little goes a very long way with it. It's the number 2, and it's a sugar scrub, also by Milani, and it is in the same line of this. It's supposed to be used with it. And I bought it, but I haven't used it very much, so I'm not sure how I like it yet. But I do like the Lush Popcorn Lip Scrub. That one is very good. Although it can get dry or dry out sometimes, it is very good. So I'm just gonna take my nail and use a little bit of this and just rub it in. And it smells like cocoa butter. I like brown sugar. And another alternative for like a lip balm or something like that, I do use the refined organic coconut oil, and you can find it anywhere. I bought mine at Kroger, and it's really good for hydrating your lips, and it basically looks the same as this right here. And so you can definitely keep it just like this, but I want it a little glossy and add a little bit of color to it. So I'm going to take my MAC lip gloss in Saint Germain, and I'm just going to apply that in the middle of my lips. And this, when I have the Keep It Smooth under it, it's not as sticky, and I just blot it out basically. So I'm only going to put it in the middle. And so for this look, since I already have lashes on, I won't really add anything, just so it looks more natural. I won't do bottom mascara unless I am going out or I need to be a little more amped up. I would set this makeup, even though it's matte and poreless, maybe if I was in the sun a lot and I knew I was going to be sweating. But otherwise, I just like it just like this. It's good enough for me. It'll stay this way. It's very long lasting. And if I were to set it, I would either use my Coty Airspun on the outside part of my face or the new Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I use the shade 35 Deep, and that is really good as well for setting. But the last thing I'm going to do is set my face with the Milani Make It Last spray, and this is a 16-hour wear. Now, I haven't used it for 16 hours, but I believe it does last for making your makeup stay intact. And then I also like to take anything and just fan out my setting spray. And I learned this trick from Nikki tutorials. I just feel like it makes it last longer. So this is the final makeup look. I hope you learned something or found a new product that you want to go out and try. If you have any requests for different makeup tutorials you'd like to see, or on some of my friends, I can do that too. Also, I do like to cook, so if you wanted food recipes or cooking tutorials, just leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, we're gonna try again. Because I've been doing this since 4 p.m. It's 11 o'clock, so like, yeah, I don't know how people do this, like 3 videos in a row, I mean like a week, because like, absolutely not. Yeah, this is